Welcome, everyone. You are about to embark on a journey through the universe as you indulge in this extraordinary essence of enlightened, empowered, evolved. Let the show begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryan Smith, and welcome to Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved, where we educate, motivate, and liberate you through enlightening dialogues, empowering music, and evolving content. I'm excited yet again because I have another amazing guest. And I'll just say a few words and phrases that this amazing guest is synonymous with: law of attraction, weight loss, personal transformation, healing the past, present moment serenity, body love revelation, the power of releasing, the path to unconditional love, channeling wisdom, unlocking discipline. Wow, never heard of that. Fearless living principles, and just a whole lot more. But without further ado, I introduce to you Ramona Galey. How are you doing today, Ramona?
Luke, I am so glad to be here, and thank you for such a fantastic introduction. That is really, really great. Thank you.
Yes, yes. And before I proceed any further, I just have to say, I don't have to, but I want to and have to. I'll put a little bit of both of those in there. Say that I believe that time is one of our most precious assets. And for you to choose to spend some of your time in the history of your life, your timeline of your life here with me on Enlightened, Empowered, Evolve, I just have to extend again my sincerest gratitude to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It is very much my pleasure to be here with you.
Yes, yes. Amazing. And I love that picture behind you. It's beautiful. It just relaxes me just to see that, along with your beautiful presence as well. But
Thank
let's
you.
just get right into it, Ramona. As I mentioned before, prior to this segment, that it's a conversation, and I love the fact that you even sent me your own talking points. I mean, yeah, it's amazing. So I'm going to get right into them. Let's talk about this new book, From Lonely to Fearless. Give us a little framework around that, and what does that entail? I mean, a little bit. I want people to buy the book, but yeah, tell us about that. How it came about, everything.
Well, I'll tell you what, I always thought that I wanted to write a book, and I started a couple of times during my life. The most prominent one, I guess, that I never wrote was called How I Finally Learned to Love My Mother. That
Um,
one never got off the ground, but there were quite a few um, self-help, personal development type books that I wanted, because I wanted to write, because I had read so many books and I had educated myself so much. I had come so far, and it never got written. And I just decided somewhere along the line that I just was not an author. And I don't even type. I mean, I type like this. I'm a Hunt and Pecker. And so are you too? Okay.
oh yes, I've taken type, not to stop your flow, but
No, no
I've
worries.
taken typing classes and everything, and I still type just like that.
Me too. I took a Mavis Beacon class once. I was
Yes,
required to take it. It did not stick.
right. Didn't stick.
Did not stick. And so I was just as surprised as anybody, to tell you the truth, when I started writing that book. I had just come back. I'd gone on a photo safari for 3 weeks in South Africa, and it was so beautiful. And I was off grid that whole time. And I set the intention before I left: when I come back, I'm going to come back as a blank slate. I'm going to have left everything of my life behind. It's all going to be, I'm going to think of it as like laying on the ground, right? And when I come back, I'm only going to reach down and pick up that which serves me. I'm going to leave that way I don't have to go through that whole long process of releasing it and blah, blah, blah. I'm just not going to pick it back up again. And so within that vacuum, that's exactly what I did. I came home, I was in that vacuum, and all of a sudden this book just poured out of me. And it was easy, and it was fun, and it was a little bit scary, but mostly it was easy and fun and exciting. And so I wrote the book. I got really great feedback, editing it helped with various things. And then I found a self-publishing place that was, I looked to publish it on my own at first, and there was a lot of formatting issues and stuff. So I thought, I'm going to just hire somebody to do this. And so we are in the final stages of all that. I've just approved the cover on it, and it's going to be published on Amazon sometime probably next week, the paperback version. And so I'm very excited for it to be out. And by the time this airs, hopefully your readers will be able to buy it on Amazon, From Lonely to Fearless. So here it is.
By Ramona Galey.
By Ramona Galey.
Galey,
Thank you.
yeah, just to clarify that. Yes.
Yes,
From
Ramona
loneliness to
Galey, the
fearless.
author. By Ramona Galey, the author.
The author. That's
And
right.
and
How
you
does that
cannot
sound to you
imagine how
now? How does that sound?
it sounds fantastic. It feels fantastic. It feels still a little bit unbelievable. But I
Right.
tell you what, I've gotten really great feedback on the book. I've gotten a lot of good help on the editing and all that. And I think it's a great book. I think your listeners should pick it up. And
Yes.
here's the thing. Here's where it came from. So I help people get fearless.
Right.
That's basically what I do. Yeah, I do it in a group now. I used to do it just in private sessions. I do some. Okay. So
So you help people get fearless. We'll pick up
yes,
right there.
so I help people get fearless,
Right.
and they come into my group wherever they're coming from, whatever place they're in, and they start losing the doubt. They start losing the anxiety. They start losing the frustration. They start losing the impatience, and the anger and the sadness and the grief and the hesitation and the everything. And I wanted to figure out one word that would kind of encapsulate all of that. And I think that most of us that aren't fearless yet, and I think we all can be fearless, I know we can, but anybody who is not fearless yet can kind of be summed up by lonely, because we just don't feel connected. When we feel connected, we get fearless. We
Mm,
really do. And so that's why I chose the name of the book. Lonely is kind of a stand-in for just a lot of different things,
right.
angry, sad,
Right.
doubtful, whatever it is. And so that's where the name of the book came from. It's full of practical exercises. It's full of case studies of clients that I've actually worked with. There's case studies on me, things that I've been through in my life. And I think it's a really great book. I think your people should pick it up for sure.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I'm endorsing that already because it just from just the way that you explained that that you painted that picture.
Thank you.
Amazing. I resonate with it already, and I definitely will pick it up. So yes,
Thank you.
shoot me a message when it actually is on Amazon, and I will because I
Absolutely.
yes, I pride myself in just being a voracious reader, and I
Me too.
love reading. I do. So yes, especially books along the line of what you just said. I won't even try to repeat part of it, but just what you said.
Okay.
Yeah, when someone comes up with a quote or anything, and then you say, "Yeah, that's it."
That.
So there, yeah. So amazing. Yeah. So thank you for for laying out the framework of your amazing book. That's amazing, and
Thank you.
congratulations, I might add to that for being
Thank you.
now being a published author. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
you. It
yes,
feels amazing to me, and I really
yes.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So let's go to the next one. Strategies for achieving serenity and freedom, abundance, and joy simply by controlling focus. What does that mean?
Okay, so that's how you get fearless. You
Okay.
start controlling your focus.
Okay.
So we're not encouraged to control our focus, is what it boils down to.
Okay.
And once you learn to control your focus, I mean, it's the bomb. You learn
Right.
to control your focus and you get momentum doing it. And between those two things, you can accomplish anything at all. Anything that
Right.
you dream, you hear people say this, oh, you can be anything you want. You can do, be, or have anything you want. If you can dream it, you can do it. Well, that sounds like a bunch of hooey to someone
Mhm.
who is stuck without momentum and not knowing
Right.
how to control their focus.
Right.
Because
Right.
that's where our thoughts come from. That's where our feelings come from. That's where our actions come from. That's where our belief systems come from. That's where our
Mm.
self-confidence, our self-knowledge, our excitement, our exuberance, that's where everything comes from
Wow.
focus. Focus on wanted. That's what I call blissipline. You were noticing that word, or
Yes, yes. I was going to ask you to elaborate on that. I'm glad you did that. The blissipline. So
yeah,
yes.
blissipline, that's what it's all about. So here's what blissipline means. It means
Okay.
the commitment to focus only on that which feels good.
The commitment,
To focus
focus only
on
on that
only on that which feels good.
which feels good. Wow.
Feels good.
Okay.
Now that
Blissipline.
sounds pretty radical to some people. You might be amazed how many people think that's an awful idea, because it's
No,
my responsibility to focus on war and famine
no,
and injustice, right?
no.
And but that doesn't take into account the fact that you cannot make any of those things better by focusing on them. You've got to
Exactly.
let them go and focus
Exactly.
on the opposite, which is peace
You
and
know,
prosperity.
let me elaborate on that a bit because
Go for it.
that's in alignment with this is just my perspective. I'm not, saying this is right for everyone, but when people, I don't watch the news, and then people say, well, aren't you going to miss this? Aren't you going to miss that? I said, look, how am I going to make it better by focusing on all this, this negativity
Yes,
that is presented? How am I going to make it any better? Oh, you're going to miss this. I'm sure what I need to know will still come to me, you know?
yes.
So
Well,
like, an asteroid's about to hit the earth. I'll find out. I don't need to, I'll find out. Somebody will tell me. But other than just focusing on, who killed who, what, how this is bad, how our economy is this, focusing on that day in and day out and filling up my mind, I don't find it to be, you know, supportive, and I don't find it being an asset to me. So
right, right.
therefore, that it reminded me. You reminded me of that. As you were speaking. So that's
Absolutely.
amazing.
Well, Lou, you hit you hit the nail right on the head.
Right.
You hit the nail right on the head. By choosing to not watch the news, you're controlling your focus.
Focus. Right.
So when you take that to the nth degree, there's all different ways that, I mean, you can put that at a basic level, like, just choosing like to not watch the news or to limit, screen time, as they call it. There's some basic things you can do. But if you can also take that all the way, you could take it as far as you want to take it in terms of fine tuning exactly what you're focusing on. And the more you do it, and the more refined your focus gets, and the more deliberate it gets and intentional it gets, the happier you get, and the more
Yes.
connected you start to feel, and the more fearless you get, because you can feel it inside. You start to really know yourself, you know what you want, you know what to do next in order to get it. There's no more question, there's no more hesitancy, there's no more self-doubt.
Wow. Amazing. Yes, and I resonate with everything that you have articulated thus far, and I agree. Yes, amazing. So yes, let's go to the next one. Examples of Oprah's wisdom and how clients benefit. What is that?
So that takes a little bit of a backstory.
Okay.
So I started listening to Abraham Hicks
Oh,
about a
love it.
week, right?
Esther, Abraham,
Esther
yes.
Hicks,
Yeah.
absolutely. Esther Hicks saved my life.
Wow.
So I'm going to tell you how that happened. So
Okay.
my beloved partner of 24 years had just passed away, and I had no spiritual framework whatsoever in my life. And so I
Right.
thought my only source of unconditional love had just left the planet.
Right.
So I was going to follow her. I had every intention. Sorry, there should be a trigger alert here.
No, 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 no. Fine.
Talk of suicide can be upsetting to some people, but here I
Yes.
am. So it all
Right.
turned out okay.
Right.
And but I was serious. I didn't tell anybody. I was just planning it. I was getting ready to actually write my note, when the phone rang, and it was her best friend Lordella. And I was talking smack of some sort. I was crying. I don't remember what I was saying, or I was verklempt, as they say.
Right.
And so she said, wait, you got to stop. You got to stop talking like that and thinking like that. And I was like, well, I know, but I don't know how. I'm 55 years old. I've been trying to control my thoughts my whole life. I don't know how to. And, so she said, have you ever heard of Abraham Hicks? I said, no, what's that? A disease? It was like Braxton Hicks, like a medical condition. I'd never heard of it before in my life.
Yes.
So anyway, she sent me out to get the books. I looked up on the library. They were sitting there on the shelf. The two books, two of Esther's books that she told me specifically. They were sitting right there on the shelf. They've never been on the shelf ever since. They're always checked out. Ever since, this happened 9 years ago. Every time I check the library records, they're always checked out. That day, they
Right.
were both sitting there on the shelf waiting for me.
It
And
was
so I
meant for
went up and
you.
I got them, waiting exactly, totally, specifically, perfectly, divinely for me.
For you.
For me.
Exactly. And you
And
know
it was
that.
so beautiful. I didn't know that
Right.
at the time, but
Yeah.
I was in a lot of pain. So
Right.
anyway, long story, not quite so long. I started following Abraham Hicks as if my life depended on it,
Right.
because it did. And so I immersed myself in all their teachings. I heard early on that Esther does the work that she does. She's so good at it because when she first started doing it, she was living the life of Riley. She was just, living life happily ever after. And she didn't have any strong opinions about stuff. And I remember back then thinking, wow, there's no way I could do that then, because I have such strong opinions, and I'm really struggling, and so I can't do that. Well, fast forward 4 or 5 years, and all of a sudden I started doing it. And so I actually do exactly what Esther does. I receive my guides named Oprah with no H, not Oprah Winfrey, just
No,
Oprah,
no, I get it. I
Oprah.
get it.
And
Yes.
so that's what I do with my clients. My clients come in and Oprah comes on board, just like Abraham, and bathes them in unconditional love, just beams unconditional love the whole time in a way that you can feel it a little different when it's coming through a human if you're not used to feeling it from inside yourself, where your
Mm,
source is, right? Where that's where our inner beings are. And so
yes.
that's where all of our guidance is, our intuition, our knowing, our wisdom, it's all in our bodies. And when we
Exactly.
start thinking about all this law of attraction stuff and self-help and development, and I should do this, and smart goals and tactics of the rich and famous and all this stuff, it's up in our heads. It's not where it needs to be. It needs to come down into our bodies.
Mm,
And so that's what Oprah helps people with. They will actually read your energy and say, your words don't agree with your vibration, or some version of that. And what we are seeing from you is this and that, or we see this going really well for you. They'll give you ideas of exercises and practice you can do. They're very practical, but they're also just very like constant bathing in unconditional love. And it's one of the reasons why I have my group meet twice a week, because we're looking to develop that momentum. Momentum is so important. If you
yes,
just meditate every day and you feel great, and then you go watch the news, you've just ruined your meditation. It's like a seesaw. This is where the equation, right? You
I
go
agree.
up and you go down, you go up and you down, and you feel like, oh, I'm really working hard, baby. I'm getting there. I'm doing everything I need to be doing. Like, oh, I am with it. Aren't I hot? Well, I haven't gone anywhere. I've worked hard. I've put a lot of time and energy into it, but I haven't gone anywhere. You start going
Yes.
this direction with momentum,
Right.
you can do anything. You can
Right.
accomplish anything. You can
Anything.
have anything. You can be whoever you want to be. You can let that spark that's deep down inside you, that thing that says, I want to make an impact on the world, the thing you've been dreaming out since you were a child,
Right.
all of a sudden you can start to do it. You can start to have that
Mm,
thing. It's on the table now in a way it's never been on the table before.
wow.
Really, it's really powerful.
Wow. Wow.
You can tell I get kind of passionate about
No,
it.
thank you. Because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I I feel energy, and even though we are virtual, I can still feel your energy and it feels good, and so yeah,
I'm
no.
feeling your energy too, Lucas.
Yes,
It's
yes. See, you already know. I don't have to explain to you.
great.
But yes, yes. Just that's why oftentimes when someone is expressing themselves very passionately, I'll close my eyes because
Mm,
I'm feeling what you're saying. I'm
mhm.
listening, but I'm feeling it, and
Yeah,
feeling it and listening at the same time. It's almost like, some good music that is resonating with you. You know,
yes.
like I listen to classical music as I read, from, compositions from like Beethoven and
Really?
Vivaldi, and yeah.
Oh, that's
And so
awesome.
sometimes I'm reading and I'll close my eyes and listen to the instruments. And so yeah, same thing. You're an instrument right now,
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much.
listening
That's
to the
quite a
tones, the
compliment.
vibes, the energy. It's not so much, it is about what you're saying, but it's how you're saying it as well. It's
Right.
powerful, and the intentions behind it, and the heart, and the just the emotion behind what you're saying. So I am thankful that you're expressing it passionately, because it
Thank
allows
you.
me to feel it. Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
And I know if I
That
can feel it, someone else can too.
absolutely. Well, yeah, we're all connected. We are all one.
Right.
Anybody who thinks they're separate, it's an
Yeah.
illusion.
Yeah, it's an illusion
You
that
gotta
we
let
all
that
have.
stuff go, man. Get in
Right.
touch. So,
Right. Yeah.
I love this, your comment about closing your eyes. The first 6 months that I received Oprah, my eyes were closed. It
Right.
took a long time for my eyes to open, and they're open now. And
Right.
also, my words were very slow to come,
Right.
and it took a while for the words to kind of get going, but there was always that energy, and it
Right.
helped people, and so I kept doing it. People kept getting stuff out of it. And I started thinking, if I had had this kind of mentorship when I was first learning, because it took me a long time to
Time.
learn this.
No, I
And
get it.
so I love taking a 5 year travel and turning it down into 5 months. 5 years, 5 months. I would definitely rather do the 5 months.
Exactly.
And that's basically what I do. And the
Right.
other thing I want to say about closing your eyes, it's a fantastic tactic to use. Anytime you're trying to get back into your body, you find yourself, your mind, you've got a circuitous loop going in your head. You know how that can go? Like, I should have said this and she should have said that. And I'm, wish this had gone that way. And when you want to just close your eyes and take a nice deep breath, you can settle right back down into your body and all that stuff just flies away. Just flies
Right.
away. Just let it go.
Right. Yes, I agree. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Excuse me. So while we're on that subject of you work with, your clients, how can, while we are here, and of course I will incorporate, whatever links into the that you sent me or send me into the description of this. But while we're here, if you could verbally, audibly let us know how to find you, how to seek your services as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm at ramonagaley.com. That's the best way to find me. You can get all my links there to, I'm on Facebook, I'm on
Okay.
YouTube, and there's a lot of free resources available on my website, ramonagaley.com. Yeah, that's the
Yes,
best
and
way
I
to reach me.
I will spell that for those because I have a lot of listeners on like the audio
Sure.
platforms as well, like Spotify, Pandora, to name a few. But yes, that's www.ramonagaley.com. Yes, be sure to
Beautifully done.
hit that link. Yes, and it will also be for everyone in the description of this segment as well. So
Beautiful.
go down in the description of this, wherever you're watching and or listening, and click that link.
Yeah, and if you're getting in
Mhm.
touch with me, remind me, just let me know that you're coming from enlightened, empowered, evolved loot.
Yes, I like that.
Love to hear from you.
Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, we still have a little bit more time. So I want to go down this list. What does
Go for it.
bathing clients in unconditional love mean?
So we are being bathed by unconditional love at all times.
Right.
So I just want to get that out there right there.
Okay.
Source, God, infinite intelligence, Mother Earth, whatever you want to call it, that which is greater than us, that connects all of us together, that which is made of pure love,
Right.
pure health, pure wealth, pure wellness, pure goodness, pure love. We're being bathed with it all the time.
Right.
It's like we're out in a big rainstorm, but most of us have got some form of a umbrella over our heads, and it's not getting in. We're not aware of it. We're not letting it in. We're not taking the power of it. We're not benefiting from it. We're not like plugged into it. And so when you sit down to talk to a person and that person is very, very loving, think of how that feels.
Right.
You can actually receive it from a human in a way that you sometimes you can't, or you haven't yet, or you haven't recently from source. I stick with source usually, but just you could substitute God, substitute
Yes.
any word you want. So as that love is coming through that human and you can really feel it, think of your grandmother, your grandfather, people who just really loved you and would do anything for you and want only the best for you and would never be jealous or envious, or try to hold you back. They want to give you whatever you need, whatever you want. They just want to please you. That's pure love. That's unconditional love, not asking for anything in return. It's just there. Nobody has to actually create it. It's just there.
Mm,
So if you're not feeling that in your life, come see Oprah because Oprah can do that. I can do it to some extent. All of us can, right? And I can be, the grandmother and all that, not perfectly, not permanently, but I can do it. But Oprah is it.
wow.
They are it. So, and when I say I receive, I mean, I go into a kind of a light trance and then I start
Mhm.
receiving what I call Oprah, what they call Oprah. And, some people might say, well, that's just my subconscious, or some people might say that's pure God, speaking right through, or somewhere in between. Doesn't
Right.
really matter what it is. What it matters is how it feels,
Right.
because that's our guidance again in our body. That's our intuition. We
That's
know everything we need to know. So Oprah's never going to tell you anything that you don't already know. Oprah's not going to give you advice, go do this, go do that. They're going to say, well, how does that feel? Because here's what we're feeling from you. In other words, they're feeling your feeling. And
Mm,
so if you're out of touch with your feeling, they can help you get back in touch with your feeling.
mm,
And the whole time they're doing that, they're like beaming this focused just beam of love straight at you.
mm,
And so my clients find it's a lot easier to feel that at first. And it helps them like, oh, this is what unconditional love feels like. I'd forgotten. I'm 60 years old. The last time I felt unconditional love, I was 3 years old, or I was 10 years old, or I was 14
wow.
years old, and this happened. But a lot of stuff has been water under the bridge, as they say, has gone on since then, and I'd
Yes.
forgotten. So,
Yes.
so we're going to bathe you in unconditional love until you know exactly what it feels like. You can take it with you when you go. You can start to feel it emanating up from inside you. Now you're in touch with God itself and you're ready to go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes. So before we conclude this segment, is there anything else that you would like to add? Any ideas, anything you have coming up, or just any encouragement, anything else you want to tell us about what you do? Um, Anything.
I would encourage people certainly to come and visit my site. I am
Okay.
currently filling a group in the Alignment Circle. It's a
Okay.
wonderful, very small group of people. We meet twice a week, and it's the perfect place for someone who has been searching for a while now. It's not a real rank beginners group. It's for more advanced people
Right.
that have already applied a lot of these tactics and principles that we're talking about, and they're just a little frustrated on, not getting there fast enough, and or
Right.
looking to create their own, business, or whatever their deep desire is. And I would also say that if you are more on the beginner end of the scale, look for ways to develop that momentum. See if you can get some structure going, or some mnemonic devices, some reminders, whatever it takes. A list in your pocket. I used to carry a laminated list in my pocket, and it would just remind me to check in and to focus on that which feels good, to let everything else go. And it takes a little while to get that momentum going. It's a lot easier with support, I'll tell you
Right.
that.
Right.
But anybody can do it. I did it. Anybody can do it on your own. Just think about the momentum of it. Start discerning how it feels. And when it doesn't feel good, look away. And what does feel good, milk it and keep doing it. And do that over and over and over and over and over again. Or come and join my group. We'll do it for you.
Wow. Now, your group, the name of the group again?
The Alignment Circle.
The Alignment Circle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for more
Really?
advanced people that have applied and are frustrated, still find
Yeah.
themselves sort of stuck,
Yes.
even though
Yes.
they're doing the work.
Yeah, if you're recognizing,
Right.
if you're resonating with everything we've been saying, and yet you still haven't gotten it worked out for yourself, or you have
Right.
worked out a certain amount, but there's something that's still escaping it, or it's just
Right.
an overall, like, I just feel like I could be doing so much better, or I want
Right.
to make this big impact on the world and I'm afraid, or whatever it is. Come
Right.
and talk to me. If you can sign up for a free call on the website,
Right.
sign up for a strategy call, and we'll talk and we'll see if it's the right. There's no sales pressure whatsoever. You're either right or not. I won't let you in if you're not right, and nothing wrong with you, just not quite right. It's a very
Yes.
small group, very
Yes.
intimate group. And when this one's full, I'll start a second group. So
Right.
come on over and talk to me, and we'll have a great time. We'll have a great visit. You'll come away with some actionable steps, even if you don't end up joining the group. It's actually a coaching call in order to see whether you're a good fit. So it's a win-win. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Thank you very much again,
Thank
Ramona.
you,
I
Luke.
appreciate you very much, bringing your amazing energy, your insight, value to this
Thank you.
platform, to this podcast. Just thank you. I appreciate it very much, and possibly look forward to doing this again. And
Absolutely. I would
yes,
love to be back. I love our conversations. I love your energy. I
thank you.
love our connection. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes. Well, receive it. Yeah, and reciprocate it. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, Thank you, everyone, for watching and or listening. Be sure to also check out the Enlightened Empowered Evolved website at 333empower.com, and whatever platform you're listening or watching, subscribe, hit the like button, leave comments, leave questions. Be sure to hit Ramona's website as well. That's, like I said, in the description of this segment. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Love and appreciation. See you soon. Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved.